Happy New Year, everyone. It's Gabe. As you can see, I've gone a little lighter in my beard, and I've got my glasses on to give me a little bit of sophistication when I talk to you. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit today about the new year and resolutions and complete the cycle of what's been going on in my life. Um, I hope to get these videos better, but right now it's just me and a phone. So hang in there. But what I want to share with you is the change in this new year, right? I mean, last year was a kick in the balls for all of us with COVID and everything else. And this year I got to spend my New Year's alone. Why am I alone? Well, I'm alone because I managed to run my wife off, um, which is not my intent at all. But we have for whatever reason, decided that we can't really communicate. Well, we really didn't decide that we can't communicate. We just can't communicate. So she's not here, and she is working on her, and I'm working on me. And my dream and my prayer is that once I get through working on me, that she'll see me for who I am, and hopefully she'll work through her stuff, and we can meet together and form a healthy relationship, which is something that I think that all of us need, especially us veterans. Um, I think that I kind of want to talk about some things that came to light today, which is firefighting. In the military, some of us have to go through advanced firefighting and damage control. And I remember being in boot camp and have to run towards a fire for the first time and try to figure out how to put it out. And when I got on the head of that nozzle and the water started coming out, and that fire rolled down that hallway, it freaked me the fuck out. I shit my pants. I was scared. I tried to run. Of course, I couldn't because there's people behind me, and we're in this tight corridor on a ship. And I don't ever remember being so scared. Um, I questioned everything. It's not human nature to run towards a fire, it's human nature to run away. And as men, soldiers, sailors, we started at a young age being taught that we need to run um, towards chaos, or towards our fears and become men. And we can't show weakness, and we need to be strong. We need to be supermen. We need to be all these role models that are nothing but strong, right? And we can't show weakness, and we're not supposed to cry, and we're supposed to suck it up, and we're supposed to you know we're supposed to be the solid, the rock, the we're supposed to be it all, right? And we're supposed to take care of our women in our lives, and our mothers, and nurture and everything else. And so as we grow up and we face life, it's hard to put that male bravado, that ego at bay. It's hard not to run towards danger, chaos, and towards the fire. We want to fight. And I've been pretty good at it my whole life. I fought for everything I have. Um, I've always been a fighter. And so learning not to fight is very hard for me. Not to want to run towards the fire. And here lately, it seems that I've been putting out one fire and then being called out to put on another fire and then being called out to put another fire and not realizing that my whole house is on fire. Um, it's like that I woke up and I looked around and I was alone again. And I haven't been alone for a long time. I haven't been alone since I was in boot camp in 1991. Um, I haven't been alone sober. Those of you that don't know, I mean, I just celebrated 2 years sobriety on New Year's Eve, and I celebrated it alone. Okay, so um, I'm trying to use these videos as tools to just keep it real because there's so many books, there's so much stuff that you read, there's so many people out there giving you advice, and it's complete bullshit. So I thought, why not share my story and try to help others? And so that's why I have this camera, and that's why I'm talking to you. I hope that my wife forgives me enough to join me on one of these podcasts soon. I had the pleasure of speaking with her and talking to her about her feelings, and it was very eye-opening and enlightening, and it was also disheartening. I mean, there was a lot to it that to hear, but basically, what I've realized through therapy is that I am in pause, or I have become a dry drunk. Um, those of you that don't know what that is, I'm gonna let you look it up. I'm not gonna go into it in detail right now, but for all intents and purposes, my brain is trying to trick me into drinking again, and um, a lot of my behavior and a lot of what's going on is like I'm drinking again, even though I'm not. And it normally hits you within the first year, but here I am, my second year into sobriety, and I realize that that's what I've been going through. And to try to explain something that you fully don't understand to your wife and your children is damn near impossible. Um, and um, they see you through their eyes, not through the eyes of sobriety or not through the eyes of an alcoholic or alcoholism or anything else. And so, my alcoholism has taken its toll, even though I haven't drank in over 2 years. And it's unsettling, and it's really hard to deal with. Um, and it brings me back to the fire scenario, right? I'm out like putting out the fires of paying the bills and putting out the fires over here of emotions and of um my family and of outside influences and outside forces, right? There's a fire here, put it out. There's a fire here, put it out. Fire, all while there's a fire at my house and I don't even know it, and I can't know it because I'm so busy occupied with other things, right? And so the uh, the little spark that started that could have been put out early on has developed and engulfed my house in this raging inferno, that all I started, because I haven't been able to be present in the moment. I haven't been able, although I've been working on me, I lost me somewhere, right? My sense of humor is gone. You know, my everything's gone because I've been so focused on not drinking that I have neglected my family, my friends, my wife, my children, and that's hard to stomach. Um, and I'm doing these videos for one because when I share it gets it off my chest, and two because there's got to be other people out there struggling that feel like I do, that aren't as strong, that are drinking or that are going to take your drink or going to, commit suicide. And, I've had suicidal thoughts. I've been depressed. I've fought it. I've fought alcoholism. And, I was looking forward trading in my chip and getting my 2 year chip and using that as my badge of honor. And I decided not to do that because I don't deserve a badge of honor right now. Um, through no fault of my own, through not realizing anything I've gone through, I find myself here, and I found my family hurt, and my wife hurt, and I've isolated everybody around me once again. And I don't have any. There's not a team of guys behind my back that have my back right now. I'm left to really kind of figure out what my role is in all of this and do work on me. And the hardest thing that you can do as an individual is look in the mirror and take ownership of your problems, and then to try to fix them. And so I've been doing a lot. Uh, I've signed up for classes. I'm doing a lot of reading. I'm investing in myself spiritually. Um, I'm devoting myself to taking it one day at a time and to trying to find peace every day and only focus on the positives. You know, um, I stood outside the gym tonight and took in the cold air and just took a bunch of deep breaths and looked up at the sky and just took a moment, um, to just try to soak it all in. And I use the gym as clarity and a place of clarity to where I can go through my thoughts and work out so that I'm working on me, but also just kind of take each thought and divide it up and think about it until I feel that it's thought through, and then I placed it out of my mind. And on the way to the gym, I spoke to a dear friend of mine, and um, her significant other is struggling with addiction. And she told me her story, and it was like my wife was speaking to me for the first time about how she felt. And um, it hurt. It was painful to listen to the emotion and the fear and the stress in her voice, because her significant other fell off the wagon, um, and is back to drinking again. And that sucks, man. It sucks to. It, I can't speak what it feels like to be married to an alcoholic, but listening to her, it just brought back all these emotions and pain and the struggle. And it also gave me some insight as to what I've done and what I'm doing to my family again. And that's not what I want to do. I don't want to put them through that. So I've researched pause or dry drunk, and I am taking some steps to try to get out of that. Uh, and I'm just taking my time away from my wife and my family like a vacation. And on my vacation, what I'm doing is I'm finding me again, right? Because it's a smile, and the reason I smile is because my daughters and my wife say I don't smile enough, and for me to be able to smile through this video is super hard. And I know that I have to have a smile to get through all of this, and I have to go back to my sense of humor. And so many of my videos are my pain and my anguish, and it's real, and I cry, and you know. But I sit here broken. I sit here having to admit that I'm not strong, um, or I haven't been strong, and that I allowed my wife and family to support me more than they should have. And that's hard to take. I know that I've worked extremely hard on my sobriety, but what is life after sobriety? I have no idea. None. I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm going to share that journey. I'm going to share every journey that I can in hopes to touch somebody and reach out to somebody. Because just to get here has been a royal pain in the ass and a fight like no other. I mean, I'm fighting for my life. I mean, my kidneys are failing. I'm in stage 4 kidney failure. Um, I got fat because of poor eating habits, something we'll go into later as well. I got complacent. I got depressed. I stopped wearing my CPAP machine because I have sleep apnea. I fought that tooth and nail. I had an eating disorder because I replaced alcohol with food. God, food tastes good, doesn't it? Some bitch. But so I got fat and out of shape. And while I was doing all of that, I was slowly losing my wife. And that's not what I wanted at all. Um, I love her dearly, and I love the family that we developed and what we were building. And I don't think it's too late, because I think that if I'm able to show her and the world that I am the best version of me, I'm that man that she fell in love with. Well, actually, let's go back to that. No, I don't want to be the man she fell in love with, because I was in chaos. I was a train wreck. Um, but I'll never forget the look in her eyes when she looked at me and said, "If you'll just believe in you, I'll believe in you." Or I believe in you if you just believe in yourself. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Um, it'd been a long time since I had somebody other than my mom or my sister or somebody say that. And it meant the world to me, and that started the change. And then I adopted the change for me, and I started all the changes. And I've I spent countless hours in therapy, on medicine, taking ketamine, microdosing mushrooms, CBD oil, marijuana. Um, anything I could get that was not a pharmaceutical that I could take. I got off on all antidepressants because, and mood stabilizers, because those things just fuck you up, man. Those make you way, way, way worse. God forbid your dick don't work. You don't know whether you're coming or going. You don't know if you're happy or sad. Thank God piss is yellow and cum is white, because I didn't know if I was coming or going. I mean, shit. So here I am with nothing other than my thoughts and prayer and faith, and trying not to be a firefighter. I don't want to be a firefighter. I don't want to go out and put out all these flames and everything else. What I want to be is a husband and a father. Through this process, my oldest daughter has we're distant. Everything in my life right now is distant. I don't even know how the hell I got here. I have no idea, because I thought I was doing all the right things. And what I'm starting to realize is that you can be doing some of the right things, but just because you're doing the right things doesn't mean that you're putting the work in and you're being present and you're being in the moment. I mean, you can physically be there, but that doesn't mean emotionally, spiritually, that you're there. And so I sit here, with this New Year's, I don't have any resolutions. I didn't eat any special food. I didn't do anything but work on myself. And my resolution is not to have any resolutions, but take it every day, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, week by week, month by month, and get through this year. Because I had resolutions last year, and 2020 fucked my life. I ate all the right things. I did all the right things, and it's just shit. I mean, it's just a bunch of crap that you tell yourself so that you'll have, faith and understanding. And look, I'm turning it over to God. I'm not strong enough to deal with all the stuff that comes at me. I'm not. It's impossible. I can't do it. It makes me feel like a failure. And I've been feeling like a failure a lot. I've been feeling like I can't provide for my family because of COVID and because of work. I've talked about being emasculated, and it is, man. It beats you down. It makes you feel like less of a man. You want to just crawl inside a bottle. You want to crawl inside your bed. You want to crawl out of your own head and just crawl under someplace and just roll over on your back and turn your belly to the world and say, I give up, take me. Um, I'm not strong enough to kill myself, but world, if you would just end it right now, I would be so much happier. And that's a fucked up place to live, and that's a fucked up place to be. And there's so many of us that are there right now. I mean, if you're watching this, you might be there. I've talked to several friends over the past week since the holidays. They're all right there. I've had guys cry to me that I didn't even know were suicidal, that I didn't know felt depressed because of these videos. And so these videos are working, but they only work if you listen, and they only work if you apply or you take something from the video. And so as I sit here and ramble on, if you take nothing away from this video right now, other than you've got to be strong. Suicide's not the answer. Alcohol is not the answer. Drugs are not illegal drugs, some of them are pretty good. I mean, they might be the answer. But pharmaceutical drugs, getting hooked on drugs to take your pain away is not the answer. You've got to search within yourself, and you've got to find that one reason to push you through the day, whether it's your wife, your kids, whatever it is. And you've got to focus on the positives. You've got to let go of the negativity. You've got to find, the God of your choice. It doesn't have to, your God may not be my God, but you've got to believe in something stronger than yourself, because that's what pushes you through. You've got to find a reason to live. What's your reason to live? Is it, is it your mom, your dad, your family? Is it that you don't want to die? Is it that you want to live this life to the fullest so that you can carry it into the next? I don't know. It's different for marriage. It's different for everyone. Mind changes daily. Um, but you've also got to stop putting out all the little fires, because there's going to be a fire at home. I promise you. I'm telling you, as I sit here and breathe, uh, there's a spark somewhere at your house, and there's going to be a fire ignite. If you're out putting out all the other fires, you can't control the fire at home. And once it's engulfed your house, it's too fucking late, man. It's too late. You know, um, don't be that guy. I don't know what else to tell you. You can't be that guy. You gotta build a strong foundation. You've got to internalize. You take all the emotions that you're internalizing, and you've got to let them out. Share with your wife. Share with your kids. Share with your family. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to go it alone. Being a man doesn't mean that to be so prideful that you allow yourself to kill yourself or think about killing yourself because you can't ask for help. Asking for help is really the easiest thing to do, and it's the hardest thing to do as a man. And it shouldn't be that way, man. It just shouldn't. Um, I have recently been able to hug guys and tell them I love them. Tell all my buddies now I love you, and I hug every fucking one of them. Because I don't know if I'm gonna see them again. I've been hugging. I wish I could hug my daughter. She's away. She's going through her own stuff right now, but I can't. And I can't solve anybody's problems but my own. I can't solve my daughter's, my wife's, I can't fix anybody. I am not a mechanic. I'm telling you right now, I am not a fucking mechanic. I can't fix myself. I gotta hire somebody to fix my own shit. So what business do I have trying to fix anyone else? I don't. I can't. I won't. I'm not gonna. So, um, I've lost myself a little bit in some of these videos because I was trying to be politically correct and godlike and everything else. And, I'm just going to be me. I don't even know what that means. That changes every minute. I might take the Lord's name in vain, but I'm still consider myself a Christian, still consider myself a man of God. If that offends you, fuck off. I mean, seriously, I don't give a shit. Then this video is not for you, because I know what I'm doing. I know what work I'm doing. I know that I'm trying to get closer to the Lord. I know that I'm a work in progress. I know I'm rough around the edges. I know I have bad habits. I got a big heart, man. Big heart. And I'm just trying to show it to the world. And I'm trying to help you all because it helps me. So stay tuned. You're not a mechanic and you're not a firefighter. Be a husband, be a father, be a son, be a man. And when you're a man and you man up, that means ask for help, let your wife in, let your family in. Stop putting up the walls. Start breaking down the walls. It's okay to not fight. It's okay to turn the other cheek. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're not strong. It doesn't mean that you're not a man. It means you're human. I love y'all. I hope this helps.